So now, to determine the way forest classification, we can broadly categorize them into very dense forest or scrub forest. We have the various other criteria also to assess what kind of forest is it. Now let us move on to the conclusion that if it is a very dense forest, looking at the climatic condition of the place, some kind of trees grow very fast because of the average rainfall is very high. This automatically it leads to the formation of the very dense forest. For example, you take a region which is nearby to the Brahmaputra region or river, where frequently we get the floods, we get the supply of water for the lands, and the fertility of the soil increases because of the flood flow of water. When the floods flow, they carry the soil also from other parts to this part. So the land also gets acquired and enriched with the soil. So automatically the forests are becoming thicker and thicker. So we get very dense forest in the northeastern region. And also we find dense forest in the Himalayan belt, where we have the same kind of nature. So at the same time, if the rainfall is less, the climatic conditions are cool or warm, you don't get the thick forest as it's found in the northeastern region or in the Himalayan belt. As we move on to the below parts, we find some part of the dense forest but not so dense, so it's known as only dense forest. And in some places you find only scrub forest. In central India we find dense forest. As we move on to the middle of the central India downwards towards the north and south, you find the scrubby forest. So in this way we have various kinds of forest. The basic major divisions of forests are, first category comes with the evergreen forest, then comes the deciduous forest, then comes the swampy forest, so like this we have the various kinds of forest. Where does the evergreen forest exist? What are the differences between an evergreen forest and a deciduous forest? And how is it different from the swampy forest? Where do we find all these forests? Do we find all these forests in India or no? Let us discuss all these things. The evergreen forest is the first basic division of the forest. The evergreen forests are the forests which are located in the equatorial regions. In India, we have the location of the evergreen forest in Kerala and the Andaman region. See, we find here in the evergreen forest, the trees never shed down their leaves. Even though the leaves of the trees are very small, they never shed down their leaves, and they have heavy rains accompanied with a heat climatic condition in this region for the equatorial type of climates. We find many trees which are provided for good quality of sleeper coaches, and then for cricket bats. All these things we get the fine and good materials which is available from the trees which are in the evergreen forest location. These evergreen trees are found for us in the Himalayan belt also. We have various types of the evergreen trees also, or the evergreen forest itself, because in one category of trees you find the leaves are very long. In the other category of trees you find the leaves are thin and stringy nature, but they never shut down their leaves. They are completely filled with snow and ice, which adds for them to be in such nature. So the evergreen forests are the forests which never dry up or shut up their leaves at all. They are accompanied with heavy rains because most of the evergreen forests are located in the equatorial belts. Forests we have in the Kerala and the Andaman region. Then moving on to the deciduous forest. Where are these deciduous forests found? We will find out. Now, moving on to the deciduous forests. These deciduous forests are the forests which are experiencing for a few period of time, they have rains, later they face the warm climatic conditions. Here we don't get the rainfall like same as the evergreen forest. We don't get rainfall whole along the year or daily rainfalls at all. We get for a certain period of amount of time, we get the rainfalls, and after that certain period of time the leaves start to shut down and move on to get the new leaves. In this period, it is most of the forests in AP fall into this category. Here you find the various trees which are grown here are the vegi trees, agacia, maddi, teak, velaga, and the various other things. It is found in the districts of YSR, Kadapa, Khammam, Warangal, Chittoor, in all the other regions where you find the moderate climatic conditions. This most of the forests in AP fall into the category of the deciduous forest. The other forest which is a bit different from this forest is thorny forest. We will find out about that. Thorny forest.